Hey, what's up, everyone? Thank y'all for coming back to one more episode of The Main Stage with your host, Lion Flood. I am so excited to be back here with you all. Let me tell you, our guest that we got coming up here in just a second is someone who I've been learning to grow with, learning more of, and part of our school community. He even told me where to get this really cool school shirt at, and I went and got it. So, we're going to be learning a little bit more about his school, about his journey, why he created it, how things are working out. So, make sure if you got questions about maybe joining his school community, what is school? If you wanted to know any of those things, please put those in the chat, whether you're watching the live or whether you're watching the replay. As I always say, it is all about how you progress and you grow. So, without any further ado, my friends, my Bossonaires, let's go ahead and give a big warm welcome to our guest today, Mr. Chuck Ellis. Woo! Oh, look at that big warm welcome, Chuck. How's it going with you today, sir?
It's great. Thank you for having me, Lion. I'm honored.
Yes, man, this is such a great thing because so for everyone who's watching, let me go ahead and be right. Y'all know who I am. I'm transparent. This is a big test. Literally, ladies and gentlemen, put this in the school community. Y'all know my brain. I'm thinking of something. I'm like, let's just go get it. And I was like, ooh, this would be cool to try. I put it in the community. A bunch of the Boston answered and say, I want to get on. Let's do it. And so this is our first try. I didn't do no test run. What do I always tell you? Just hit record. You can work through everything else. So I'm going to give you a second to tell the audience a little bit about you first. We're going to get to the community. We're going to get to all of this stuff, but I love people to learn about who they're listening to, right? Why should they listen and so forth like that. So I'm going to give you the floor and the stage is going to be yours. Tell the audience who you are and why you started what you're doing. It is now on you.
Well, thank you, sir. So, my name is Chuck Ellis, and I have been a member of Skool for probably longer than most people because I discovered this thing through a gentleman on TikTok. And all he was talking about is anything that you know, there are people out in the world that want to learn it. And I started thinking of people my age, and I got into this community of his, like a group, kind of like a Facebook group, but much better. And I discovered the magic that is Skool. And now 25 million people know what Skool is, and there's 200,000 communities out there. But when I got started, there were literally 13,000 communities, and there were probably 50,000 users total. So I feel like I stumbled into something really early that I'm just as excited as I was about Microsoft in 1982 and Facebook in 2008.
Okay, Chuck. So you just how do they say it? You just dated yourself. You just aged
I
yourself, right?
did.
You know what I'm saying? So
I
sometimes I'll be
did.
like,
Well, I think this probably dates me too, but
yeah.
yes.
So, but listen, we're gonna have to share secrets on that because I have been trying. Oh my goodness. So I love to go off script. So you just said something so interesting. I'm gonna show you something because I have been trying to grow a beard since I was probably 16 years old. I don't know. But here's what I'm gonna show you because okay, guys, when I bring this up on the screen, you have to do me a quick favor. You cannot laugh, okay? I know you're gonna laugh, but you just tell me you're not okay. So I asked my wife, I sent her a message and I said, babe, why did you not stop me? Okay. So what you're about to see right now is something that was absolutely crazy when I tried it. Here it comes. Let me see if I can bring this on. There it is. Oh my goodness. Can you see that? Oh my goodness, look at that beard. Now, you want me to tell you why I say you're gonna laugh? Because that is not real. That is a fake beard. I went to a beautician and she put that on me and was glued on and I came home and I'm scratching. I was just like, I just want a beard. So you're gonna have to give me some secrets on that beard. It's really cool, man. Appreciate that. So let's talk a little bit about the community though. So we have creator Cashflow circle. So where did that idea come from? Or was it as most school people? I think it wasn't the first idea. Was this an iteration? Did you kind of think of a few different names? Did you whittle it down? How did that kind of go?
Well, it's a fourth iteration name because I did what most people do is they try to be more clever than they are clear. And so my community's been through four names, but it's actually been the community that it is since February of 24. I kind of see myself as an OG or an UNC, if you will, in Skool, to use the term the kids are using these days, just because I've been around and I I saw the potential of it before the world did. In fact, I saw the potential of it before Alex Hormozy even bought into 50% equity share of the company. And then when he did it and things started taking off, and then, of course, his book launch late last year really blew the doors open. And we have what's called the Hormozy tsunami of traffic that has come to Skool. I just knew we were planting our flag as an early adopter on something really, really cool. And for the people that don't know what Skool is, in general, think of Skool as like a Facebook group, as I alluded to earlier, on steroids, because you have a place where you do own it. There's not a social media platform that's going to take it away from you. You own it. You also don't have the distraction, if you will, of your competitors running ads in your group so they can potentially take people away from your community. So there's no distraction. They can literally just get in there and they can do nothing but binge content and learn and meet and connect with other people inside of it. Everything that you post inside that community gets seen by every single person. Most people don't know with Facebook groups, especially these days, it's really pay for play. 5% of the stuff that you post will get seen by members of that community. And it's always going to be a rotating member. You could have 50,000 people in a Facebook community, but you're going to see 5% of the people are going to see the stuff that you post, not in Skool. The moment you post something, a notification goes out that you posted something in the group. And so people kind of get this fear of missing out. They get that notification, they click one button, and they jump right into the community and they can see. Not only can they see everything that you've posted, they can also see all of the feedback that you've received on the post, as
Yeah.
well as what other people have posted. So it's truly a place where everything that is created in there, everybody gets to see and
Man.
participate in and benefit from.
You know what, man? As you're saying this, I'm kind of thinking in my head too, because I think I partially knew the thing about the announcements, but I didn't fully know it because I post often. And I'm like, now I'm thinking, I'm like, oh my goodness, am I over posting and people getting notifications and like, so much? But then I also did a post to show people how they can adjust the notifications, just in case. But I just love giving the information. So I'm still learning. For everyone out there who may not know, my school started in January. So I'm still a pup in this. I'm not an OG. My beard isn't like Chuck's or anything like that. But I am an OG. And thank you for all the YouTube people who joined. I see we've got some people joining from our YouTube. Let's see really quick. I'm going to check in with the comments. Cash Fan said that they are on their way. Let me move that chat function there. I think that's better. All right, Cash Fan, you're here. I don't think you're on your way. You're actually here right now, right? So thank you for dropping in. And if you have any more questions about Skool, directly about creator Kashflow Skool specifically, hey, community, make sure you ask away. I'm going to take a short little quick break and get a word in for our sponsors right here so I can continue doing this. So grab a bevy, enjoy, relax for a second, but stay where you are because when we come back, Chuck has got some information on how you can get started and making your own community and also joining his. So be right back.
Since my City Custom Cash Card automatically adjusts to earn me more cash back in my top eligible category, suddenly life's feeling a little more automatic. Like doors opening wherever I go. Even the ground is moving for me. Y'all seeing this? Wild. And I don't even have to activate anything. Ooh, automatic sashimi.
Earn cash back that automatically adjusts to how you spend with the City Custom Cash Card. You do your thing, and you do it well. Now, it's time to do it bigger. It's time for Shopify. Shopify makes it easy to set up your online store, expand into new sales channels, and bring your brand into the real world. Get everything you need to launch your business today with Shopify.
Oh, I had to get rid of that, touch that makeup up. My makeup artist wasn't here today, so got to go on camera. Hey, so, oh my goodness, you know what? I gotta have fun. I don't care what it is. If it's not fun, I always say don't invite me. And if I'm going to be on air, if I'm going to be doing something, I want it to be professional, but I also want to enjoy myself, right? Because if we're doing something and we lose the passion, then it it doesn't show to our people. So let's talk about really quick how would you recommend people to get started? How would you recommend them, and or who would your community be for as well? So two questions there. How would you recommend for anyone to get started in what you do, right, and what you teach in your community? And then how would you recommend them to find you in that community? The floor and the stage is yours.
So they can find me at school.com/cashflow circle. And then if you slash about, then you'll go to the basic page where it explains who my community is for. Sorry, we're getting a little bit of a almost like I'm invisible here. But the the people that I want to help are the people that don't really understand that almost anything that you know is um, is something that you can teach other people, right? It's one of those things where you think that you need to have like these super specialized skills, and you don't. All you need is to have read 5 books on something or spent 50 to 100 hours studying something. And what you'll find with that is that there are people out there by the tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, if not even millions, that want they want to learn that thing. And I don't know what's going on. I don't know why I'm disappearing here all of a
Yeah, I
sudden.
see. There
But
it is. I don't know what it
um,
is.
yeah, I'm not sure either, but they want to learn that thing. And the thing about that is, um, we have so much more value to offer people than we think that we do. And we don't have to be like the 10-year veteran of doing something like that, right?
Yeah.
We can be somebody who's just a couple of steps ahead of somebody else. And
Yeah.
Hormozy always likes to really break things down simply. And he says it can be a profession that you're currently involved in or you've been involved in the past. It can be a situation or an obstacle or a problem or a challenge in your life that you've overcome, or it can be a passion or a hobby. And I like to say it allows you to build a place where you can talk about what you want, to who you want, when who you want, and eventually you can make what you want because you can turn something that you enjoy doing. And so you don't really like measure the hours that you do it. You can turn that into a full time income with Skool because there's tens of thousands of people that are doing that right now.
Yeah, amazing, absolutely amazing. I that is so powerful. I see we have a couple of quick questions here. I also want to say, let's see, Jonathan Osu. Hey, John. Oh, that's my one. Hold on, I was responding. Wait. Oh, there he goes. There he goes. From Ghana, he says hi from Ghana. Hey, you can come in from the community wherever you want. Ghana people, come on, join in the
Absolutely.
community. Yeah. Do we have a quick question also from Anarita? She says, Chuck, do you have any golden nugs for people who are just starting?
Number one is this is the exact opposite. And again, I'm going to be dating myself, but this is the exact opposite of Field of Dreams. This is not if you build it, they will come. It is you invite people to it, give them a basic idea of what it's about, and then you ask them what they want and they help you build it.
Lovely.
I like to think of this less that we are, even though it's called creator cash flow, And when I say creator, I don't mean the typical like Mr. Beast creator. I'm talking you like gardening, start a gardening community, or you like pickleball, or you like AI, or you like, and you have some, and I'm talking about some proficiency with these things. But there's another way that you can even start a community where you don't have to be the expert, and that is to become kind of the host of the party who
Okay.
collects the door charge. You know, it's the cover charge to get into the party, and you are organizing all the experts that you bring in. That's another way. There's a very successful community on Skool right now. I think it's called School of Hard Knocks, if I'm not mistaken, or it's something along there, School of Millionaires, something like that. But literally, these are young guys that this is how they started what has become an enormous YouTube channel. They just went out with their cameras and their microphones, and they lived in an area where they could find a lot of successful people. And the way that they would kind of do it is they would not really ambush, but they would come up to people that they saw in really nice luxury vehicles, and they would ask them what they do for a living. And they'd
I've
be like,
seen that.
I own, a business.
Yes.
And then they would ask them, can we interview you? And so that's how they got this enormous YouTube channel. And then they saw Skool and they were like, well, we want this school. And so what they do is they compile all of their content from YouTube into lessons and learnings inside of their community. Plus, they get all the other people who are interested in that channel. And obviously, it's by the millions, and they all get to network with one another.
Yeah.
So it's like you setting up the Kiwanis Club in your town. You're allowing people to network, and they pay for the privilege of networking.
Love
So
it.
even if you aren't like the knitting guru of all time, you could bring people into that kind of thing, you know? But it is fun to just choose something that you enjoy and get to talk about it, because
Yeah.
then you get to share something that you're passionate about with other people. And I think that's the coolest way to make a living, because so many people don't get a chance to do that. They do something that they don't necessarily enjoy, and they count the hours doing it. They can't wait to get out, and it's for these little pockets of time
You
that they
know,
enjoy, and this is
you,
completely the
you
opposite. So
said two things within that really resonates with me. Number one, you said the word partay, and I love to partay. I gotta have some fun. And then two, you mentioned passion and profit, and that's one of the things we always talk about, right? We want to turn your passion into profit. So we're going to take another quick little break here, a shorter break on the other side, and then we're going to get ready to wrap up. Got one other question, but let's get these bills paid, and I'll be right back.
What used to take a full crew and $1 million studio now fits right on your Mac. For years, professional video meant complicated setups, endless editing, and tools that never quite work together. Meet Ecamm. Ecamm is a complete broadcast studio built for Mac. Record, stream, and present all from one place. And with dual mode, you can stream in wide and vertical at the same time, so your content's ready for every platform. From live shows to podcasts, virtual events to video courses, training sessions, even Zoom meetings, webinars, and presentations. Ecamm gives you control and a studio that just works the way you do. Built exclusively for Mac, so it's simple, elegant, and insanely capable. Ecamm, your broadcast studio.
Yes, it is your broadcast studio. Thank you. And if you notice, the question was on there about the Nuggets things, but we already answered that one. But I am also going to put in the chat here for anyone who's watching my affiliate link for Ecamm. Been with them about 10 years now, and you see how really cool and all this looks. That's being done. I don't have a team with me now. And what's really cool about this, right? So on my stream deck, shout out to Anarita, I'm going to press one button because one button rules them all. Now, that's one button just puts tons of my links into YouTube by me pressing one button. So, right, so I just have that there and bam. All right. So let's see. We got one more quick question. Then I have a trivia for you, Chuck, that you weren't ready
okay.
for, but it's going to be fun. So let's see here. If you have time, any idea on why to start converting your free community into a paid one? For some people, asking for money is not so simple. I do know someone. We know. So, what do you your thoughts on? Let me make sure. Any idea on why to start converting free to community into a paid one?
There's a couple of different ways that you can get started with your own Skool community. Number one, they're only $9 a month. I mean, it's like less than the price of a Happy Meal these days. So it to me, it was the most economical way to run a business because it's $9 a month, and literally you have community, classroom, calendar, and cash collection all in one place. But to get back to the original question, you can have a free community. You can have a what you call a freemium community, which is a free tier of your community, and then you can elevate people to paid tiers, and you can have two more paid tiers, or you can have a what we call a tiered community, which is three different up to three different levels of payment if you want. And generally, the different levels of payment usually has to do with how much access people have to you with that community. One of the benefits of having a paid community right up front, and I think it only works for certain people, I think you have to have some proof, right, that what you're offering has value because you have testimonials or you have people that have given you great reviews, something like that.
Hmm.
But if you have that, you can separate what I like to call, and again, I'm disappearing. It's like I'm the invisible man here today, Lion. I don't
Don't
know
worry,
what's
we'll
going
get it
on,
together, Chuck. This is what the practice is for,
but
right? So,
it's 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 one of those things where free is great. And if you are new and you have not established any type of reputation, free is fantastic because it allows people to get to know you and they get to date you without marrying you first,
yeah,
right? Because if you ask for money from total strangers, if it's any decent amount of money, you're probably going to lose a lot of those people.
right.
But if you have, and that's where I started, was just straight free, and I built
Okay,
a community to like 750 people, and I
nice.
did it through going live on a daily basis, primarily on TikTok at the
Okay.
time. But what I
Ooh,
found is that the majority of those people tended to be a little bit of tire kickers, and
yeah,
so I wanted to create some friction where, if you pay attention, right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
you got to have some skin in the game. And so I wanted to step it up a little bit and work on that as like a really, like, I mean, I'm talking like literally what cover charges used to be back in the day when I was doing the club thing. It was
yeah.
like $5, and I figured, look, if you're not willing to at least invest that to get around all the people and learn all the things,
Yeah,
then this probably isn't for you.
right.
Um, but you do have that option, however you want to do it. You can start free, which is a great idea. Um, and
You,
sometimes you start free and you help people with
yeah.
the
So,
transformation that you're promising
w-
them. And then what happens is you have some great testimonials. Now, once you have a handful of those testimonials, then maybe you start charging. And the nice
yeah,
thing about the tiers and the different things with Skool is you can charge an annual only, you can charge a monthly, and you can increase that or decrease it if you want
right.
anytime you want, as many times as you want.
So I can
So
share
what
one
it
of the.
does,
Oh,
yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say I can share one of the reasons why I started, because I started in a free session and then I went
Mhm.
to the paid one, is because also what I do is in a tech space, right? And there are people who do what I do that charge just thousands of dollars, right? And when you're building something, teaching tech, that people also can comprehend that what you're doing would cost me X amount of dollars if I was to go hire someone else, to kind of do that. So I wanted to start and then build up, and then eventually I'm going to, kind of go more because what and for my Bostoners who are watching now and yourself, what the things I'm showing you guys now, it's only the tip of the iceberg. There is so much more that you don't understand that you can do from this, but you're getting to see part of how what I do in the community reflects the look of how I got to be able to reach big television shows, how I got to be able to be in spaces where people looked at my work and say, no, that looks professional. That looks like I want him on the team. So that's how I was able to do that. And it also, which was really great and funny, is in about 15 minutes, the second person who signed up for this is coming on at 3 p.m. Eastern. Valerie, she does AI. So we're going to be talking AI. So if anyone wants to circle back around and hear her story of how her community started and she's teaching AI, we're going to be sharing that. But I've got a movie trivia question for you, Chuck. I'm going to
Okay.
play you a clip of a movie, and even though I think you're above us up in the great uh, place of Canada, right? If I'm
Well, I'm
not
gonna have to
mistaken.
put these on so I can see the movie clip too. So give me
Okay,
a second.
I think this might still be a reference that you might get. So here it goes,
Okay.
and you can just, of course, tell me. And then I got a bonus question, but here it goes. Let's see. Here it comes.
Oh, I got that one.
You got it? All right. So I didn't want to make it too hard for you, but for everyone, what is this?
This is Pretty Woman.
Yes. Now, a bonus points. Can you share what year this was put in?
Ooh. I
Ooh.
know I looked this up. Um,
If you get this, ladies and gentlemen, I did not tell him. I did not even prepare him for this. So if he gets it, he looked it up.
was it 86?
No, it was 1990, but
Oh,
still close,
yeah.
right?
I
Yeah.
knew
No,
it was around when I graduated because I graduated college in 90 and I graduated high school in 86. And I
uh,
knew it was around in the area when I was in college, but I couldn't remember the exact year. So,
yeah. And so now also, because I love doing these things to kind of teach and show people, right? So if who when you're watching this, and I see we still got a good bit of people watching, look at the visual of this, right? How I made sure the structure where you and I were spaced apart, but the movie was still there, and I took away all of the other coloring around just so they could focus that, right? So these are some of the little things that also goes into running your scenes, preparing these kind of things. So, but great. So I got that one there. So now we're going to do our final sign off, and I'm going to give you the floor once again, just to tell anyone your final words. Um, anything else about your community that you feel would, hey, offer them to come in there. So let me make sure I'm on the right one for you. Yep, here we go.
all right. So, if you are interested in taking what you know and what you love talking about and turning that into a paid community where people can learn from you and get the same type of results you've gotten from what you know, then you can start your own Skool community. Now, there's two ways that you can do it inside of my community. Number one is I have my own affiliate link, like Lion does here with Ecamm. I have my own affiliate link with Skool, and anybody who uses my link to start their 14-day free trial to having their own Skool community, I will actually get on a call with them and I will help them set up their community for success. We'll have a one-on-one where we'll go through a checklist and say, have you done this, 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 and this? And then the other way that you can find success is you can join our community of other people that are starting their communities. And we're all in the 40 to 60 age group primarily. And you can follow along, you can share your homework, and you can get feedback. And then, because that's exactly how I got started, is I was in a community with a whole bunch of people, and this guy said, share your homework and get feedback. And the other thing is, realize that Skool, whatever you start at, is not what you're going to end at. And I think that's generally anywhere in life, but it's one of those things where it's uh, the iPhone 17 exists for a reason.
Oh, wait a second.
Simply the first iteration. And we just went from there, right?
Yeah.
But your Skool community doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be complete. You don't have to have like huge classrooms full of courses and modules and all that stuff. You
Mhm.
just have to have a place where somebody is like, hey, I like dog training, or I want to learn how to train my dog.
Yeah.
Great. Here's the place you can come and you can be around other people that share that passion.
Hey, it's so funny, and thank you for sharing that. And I was going to say, and then also kind of double back to what Anarita just said. So in her question, now I see when she put the asterisk that said when. So when is a good time to basically start charging, I think is kind of where she was going with that. And I'll,
Okay.
I'll say that. But real quick, so I pressed the wrong button just now to bring, when you were solo, I meant to bring us back here and then I brought me on. And this is one of the great things I tell people when they so afraid to get on camera, so afraid to make the effort. Like, what if I press the wrong button? I say, the show still goes on, right? Your people
Yeah.
understand,
I mean, I
it
disappeared for half the thing, all because
yes.
I had this microphone, and so it was kind of messing things up.
Yeah,
So it's
and
it's
but this is one
okay.
right. It's okay, and now and now you know how to fix it and correct it and make it better for the next time and stuff like that. So this is one of the great things about this type of atmosphere. And for those
And
who are
the
watching,
other thing, I don't mean to
go ahead.
interrupt
No,
you,
no, go
Lion, but
ahead.
the one thing about this with school is so real and authentic and raw and just genuine people.
Yeah,
And nobody inside of school expects you to be perfect. They don't expect you to never mess up your words. They don't expect you to be polished, because the thing about school is it's just because it's not AI and how that's kind of overtaking everything.
yeah,
This is one of the last few opportunities where you're involved with real people,
yeah.
because right, we all jump on live calls and we get to hang out together and we see each other's pretty faces, and but we don't have to be in tuxedos and ties and all that stuff. You can wear your hat, or you can have the messed up hair if you've got any hair, or whatever. It's just real people hanging out together, and that's what I love so much about school.
Thank you so much for that. And this is one of the great things about this because, so for an example, another one of the powerful things about with the software we use, and I'm gonna put a free, I put the free trial in there already. Is so Valerie just came into the green room, which is really unique and cool because now she's been seeing kind of everything that's happening. And for those who are just watching, I actually am going to keep this. I think I might have to redo the school community. So if anyone else wants to still jump in and be a part of that support, but just to show everyone else, this is a AI version of one of the prompts that we did in the community today. And Valerie did this, and this is who I'm going to be speaking with here in just a second. And she has her community as well. So we're going to be talking to her in just a moment. So Valerie, please hang on with me. Chuck, thank you so very much for this. And again, everyone watching, uh, Chuck, I'll make sure I get your link, your affiliate link to put
Sure.
inside of the page. Join Chuck's community if you're ready to learn how to do this. We got some more people coming in. Perfectly imperfect. Yes, Anarita. Mama Rose says, thanks, Chuck. That is such a great thing. Let me see one last one if we got any more YouTubers. Just person, who is that? Just person. All right. Yeah, that means whatever it means, just person. ADL from YouTube. I love it. I love being imperfectly imperfect, right? Progress over perfection. So thanks, Chuck. I'm gonna sign off right now. You can stick on if you want, or you can maybe go ahead and log off. I'll make sure you get the recording of this, but I'm gonna do my final sign off. So thank you once again. Appreciate that, sir. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming to the main stage. This wouldn't be happening without you all. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you chose to be here with us today. Thank you for all of our people watching on YouTube. Thank you to the Boston for stepping in. I'm gonna go ahead and end this one, get Chuck this recording. Then I'm gonna bring Valerie on so we can do some talking. Don't worry, Valerie, you're not gonna be on for everyone right now as soon as I bring you on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all. And remember to continue to keep branding like a boss. Yes. So let me end that really quick. Finish.